I used to think that low-temperature soldering was the use of very low temperatures to perform soldering. However, in reality, this is not the case. This temperature is only considered low when compared to high-temperature soldering. The solder used for low-temperature soldering is usually a lead-containing alloy, which has a melting point of about 140 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, high-temperature soldering usually uses a copper alloy with a melting point of at least 220 degrees Celsius, which can be higher depending on the composition of the alloy. Low-temperature soldering has the advantage that the soldering room does not need to be too hot. Sometimes no soldering iron is needed. Just a little heat is needed to melt the solder. The equipment and technology requirements are lower, making soldering easier. This is especially useful when working with temperature-sensitive materials or electronic components, as low-temperature soldering helps protect their properties and durability. However, low-temperature soldering also has disadvantages. Lead-containing alloys are brittle, and due to their low melting points, they are not as strong as alloys used for high-temperature soldering. Over time, under mechanical impact, the solder point may flake off or even break. In addition, low-temperature solder points are often not shiny, reducing the appearance of the product. Whether soldering at low or high temperatures, the process involves melting the lead so that it combines with the parts to be soldered, then hardening when cooled, helping to bond the parts together. When using an electric soldering iron, you may find that the parts do not bond tightly without a flux such as rosin. When heated, rosin melts, helping the parts bond more tightly. Rosin acts as a cleaning agent, removing the oxide layer on the metal surface, making the soldering process more efficient. Nowadays, many types of solder have rosin already added inside, so there is no need to add rosin separately.